Would you rather have a bottomless box of Legos or a bottomless tank of gas?
A bottomless tank of gas.
Ooh. Bottomless box of Legos.
Oh, okay.
No idea.
Welcome to Second Saturday, the podcast where every day feels like a weekend.
This is episode 3, and I'm Ainsley.
And I'm Jen.
So today we're finally getting to talk about the Gimli Film Festival and what we did, our experience, how much fun we had, the people we met, everything in between.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all those things and would we go back?
Yep.
Kind of what our overall take is on it is too. So
Because it's all we've been able to talk about since we went.
I know. I've been so looking forward to making this episode. I can't wait to talk about the Gimli Film Festival. So I'm pretty sure you can figure out what my takeaway is.
Yeah.
And whether I'm going to be back or not.
She was a little obsessed.
But first, would rather have a bottomless tank of gas?
I would. I think at this, well, we all know I love Legos. Legos is my thing, my hobby, my everything. If I could, I would have every Lego set out there, even if I wasn't into it. But I think that at this stage in life, and with how expensive gas is and all the driving I have to do, I think I would prefer an endless tank of gas.
Yeah, you are a
And then
struggling student.
The money I save on gas, I can buy Legos.
Right. Oh, there you go. So it's a
It's
2
a
for
theory.
1.
It's a theory there.
It's a 2-for-1 deal. And yeah, who would think at my age that I would rather have Legos?
I would. I could see that.
But I would. And you know why? It's because my kids are getting older. Hence, hopefully, they will have some children of their own someday. And I will be the coolest grandma in the world with all the Lego you can imagine to create a million different things. And listen, my husband is super creative too. He really is the Lego king when it comes to like him and I for like doing Lego with you kids. He's always done Lego with you. So he would just be a rockin' grandpa at that point.
He is so artsy.
He would.
And, like,
and then, yeah.
I wish I got some of those genes. Like, I know people tell me I'm in film school, you have to be artsy, but it's just not the same. Like, you tell him something and he can draw it for you instantly.
Oh, the concepts that guy comes up with. So yeah, he would be amazing. You could just say, hey, let's build something in the Lego round of this. And then all of a sudden it would be this massive, massive project and he'd be all over it. And so he would rock that. So I would totally want to have that box of Legos.
Yeah.
I can still pay for gas. There'll be some time, come a day where I don't need to drive, so I don't need a bottomless tank of gas.
That's
then,
true.
So
there's been days where I've thought about buying Harry Potter Lego sets so that I can build them and then give them to you for your office. I've like looked at them. I'm like, that'd be really cool in there, but I'd also love to build it.
Well, you're also a struggling student, so I bet you that is way down on your list of things to get.
Yeah, that'll be. Once we're rich and successful from this podcast, the whole background will be Harry Potter Lego.
Exactly. So let us know, would you rather have a bottomless box of Legos or a bottomless tank of gas? Throw it down in the comments. Let us know. Let us know why. We'd love to read them, check them out, and see what everybody else would rather do.
Yeah. Honestly,
right?
Absolutely. Tell us. But the main event to the whole reason we are here. I guess we came up with the podcast idea before we went to the film festival, but it was one of the things we mentioned we could talk about before we even started making podcasts.
Yes.
Is the film festival. So the Gimli International Film Festival takes place in Gimli, Manitoba, which is about an hour from Winnipeg.
Yeah, about that.
So not far at all. Like I was living in Winnipeg when we went, so I had the short drive. Mom had to drive from home, which is about 6 or 7 hours.
It was just over 6 hours. She had a long drive.
So,
thank goodness I had gotten a audiobook. But yeah, it was a long drive just to go to a film festival. But hey, you do what you do, right?
Yep. Got what you gotta do. So I mean, it's a film festival. It's on the smaller, like it's a very popular film festival, but on the smaller side, I'd say. Like it's definitely not TIFF, like Toronto International Film Festival, but it's probably like not as well known, but it is quite a well known film festival.
It's been running, I think, for 24 years.
Yeah. And so it's very, well, Manitoba especially, it's very, very popular. But lots of people from like outside of the province come. So yeah, it's a film festival where most of the screenings were Manitoba made. There were some of the shorts, which are films that vary from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. That's kind of considered a short film. Those are more out of province. The one we saw and the one director who came, she was French. She was from Quebec, I want to say, because
I
the
think
whole
so.
film was in French.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun little film festival, and I think it was a lot of fun for us because that's the first film festival I've ever gone to.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 5 days long. I think we only went for 4 days.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days.
5 days long. We only went to 4 days.
For a small town.
Right. So they have different venues throughout the whole little town itself, and they have different screenings of different films that you can go ahead and attend, as well as they have these industry sessions. So you can go and you can listen to different industry people speak about different aspects and themes and topics that they're choosing. They also have a couple of contests that you can enter if you're in the film and TV area. One of them is called a 48-hour challenge, which runs all over Canada, but they do feature some films at the Gimli Film Festival for that. And then they also have a pitch competition where you can win a certain amount of money to go towards a short project that you want to do. Yeah. So they narrow that down to 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think there was 5.
5 people to actually give their pitch at the festival live itself. And they speak to a panel as well as the rest of us in there. And then they have 3 minutes to do it. To win. Yep. So nerve-wracking. I'm like, I was shaking for him.
3 minutes to pitch, and then 3 minutes to have the panel ask questions about the film.
And then they decide right then and there. They had last year's winner. She was there. And then what they did was after the pitch contest was over, they screened her film that she did. And when we're talking films, we're not talking like a feature-length film.
No.
Like not like an hour and a half or greater. They're anywhere.
Half an hour, I bet.
Yeah, anywhere between like maybe 10 minutes to up to an hour. I think the one that we saw was 50 minutes long. It was really, really good. Mm-hmm. So you can go around to the different venues throughout the day. And then in the evenings, they have a beach screening of a main movie, and it's a free admission. So they build scaffolding right to the water's edge. They have a really long, very big, popular beach there. And they build the scaffolding right into the water. And they have a big projector screen, and everybody just brings their blankets and digs into the sand, or you take your lawn chairs and your snacks, and they have Twilight screening.
Yeah, a movie every day. And if you look up Gimli Film Festival beach screening, you'll see what we're talking about. It is pretty cool. It's also cool, like the screen that they use is almost like, well, first of all, they have this huge projector, obviously, because it has to be able to shine so far away, and sometimes it starts when it's still light out.
Yeah.
But the screen they use is almost like a mesh, because it was there. We one night for sure, and maybe 2 nights where it was windy as hell. Like
gale winds.
So windy.
Gale winds.
I actually was surprised the thing didn't come down, but there was no problems with it. So I think the screen they use is like transparent enough almost. Like, I know that's not the word I want, but there's enough holes in it that the wind can get through it.
Here's the one funny thing though. So during the day, they roll the screen up and they just have it tied up. It's all because it's fabric. So they roll it all the way up. So it's just the scaffolding, and they have this sign on the scaffolding that says, "Please keep off." So every night when they roll the screen down and attach it, all you can see through the white is "Please keep off." So anytime the movie is white in and around there, you can still see the "Please keep off."
Because it says "Danger, keep off" in bright red letters on this little whiteboard. And I'm like, can you not take that off for the screening? Because you can see it. It drove me nuts. I noticed it right away.
Right.
It drove me nuts. And they have this huge screen, and they only have one guy that sets it up, or like each night he's the only guy that takes down the screen and ties it on both sides and rolls it back up. You'd think they'd have a couple people helping him.
He's a trooper.
But he did it. But it was really fun. On the first night, we got there Wednesday evening. Yes. And so the first thing, like the only thing we did was go to the beach screening. And we didn't really know what we were getting into, but we got there nice and early because we were just kind of roaming around, and we noticed that there were some people starting to show up. So we're like, you know what, let's go get our chairs and set up. So we had to dig our chairs down so we were low enough for the low profile seating.
Yeah, they have different tiered seating, which is kind of nice, so that you can always have a good view of the screen.
And got set up about 8 o'clock, and then I think we went home, had some dinner, and went back. And for a Wednesday night, it was packed, but they played Barbie on
They played
Wednesday
Barbie.
night, which was so fitting. Barbie on the beach.
It was awesome. There was probably close to 400. I would for sure. There's got to be 400 people there. It was packed. Every
Yeah.
inch of that beach had people on it, and families, and it was so much fun. And there were people who dressed up.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a Ken and Barbie that were there.
A Ken and a weird Barbie.
A Ken and a
Not
weird Barbie, which was
it was
awesome.
weird Barbie, which was even better. But
And I'm like,
it was a good choice for them to have
Yeah.
Barbie
but I was
the
like,
first
we can
night,
dress
'cause-
up for this. Like, is it themed? Because if
Yeah.
it's themed next year, I'm coming in hard. Like, I'm going to theme that thing like nobody's
Yeah.
business.
But one of the volunteers we spoke to said that the showing they had on Wednesday night was like a Saturday night crowd.
Yes.
But it's definitely because it was Barbie.
Yep.
But it was such a good movie to watch, and we
was
enjoyed it. It was our first night there, so we weren't sure what we're doing. But we noticed that other people had decorations on their chairs.
We just came with
And-
2 plain lawn
Yeah.
chairs. Hello.
And that was just, we just weren't ready for it. But we had our hoodies and we had a little cooler bag with some
Yep.
snacks and some
Snacks.
drinks in it. So it was a successful first
We
night,
did
I'd
realize
say.
we need to go to the dollar store because we needed to get more things for our setup. So
Yeah.
that was something that we made
ended
sure
up-
we did the next
We went
day.
back the next day and found some little like the whirligig things that you stick in,
Oh,
and when the wind blows,
yes,
they
when the
spin
wind
around.
blows, they just fly
We got a couple
around.
of those. We got a shower curtain so we could put our feet,
Yeah.
like take our shoes off and
We
put
weren't
our
super
feet on the
sandy.
shower curtain without the sand.
Yep.
We bought a little shovel so we could dig our chairs under.
Yes, that's what we learned. We needed a shovel so that we could
And-
shovel our chairs down
Oh, we
into the
bought
ground.
some like little bows that we taped to the back.
We
Of
did.
our
We taped
chair.
bows onto our little chairs.
And that was our setup for every night.
that was our beach setup.
We watched 4 out of the 5 movies.
4 to 5 movies, yes.
Because Sunday night we both had to go back to our respective homes.
Yeah. And they varied. They were, there was a couple movies from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that was just released last year that was kind of like a
Well, both of
Glee
them.
on steroids.
Barbie was released last year too.
Barbie was released last year, and it was really, really fun. A couple of the movies I had never seen before, so it was
Yeah.
kind of fun to do that with my
We
daughter.
got to watch Thelma and Louise for the
Thelma
first
and
time
Louise.
together, which is crazy that you've never
I
watched Thelma
know.
and
I'm
Louise.
embarrassed to say I've never
Um,
seen it before.
But that was good. I felt that movie was very long, personally. It was very just ongoing. It took them a long
It's a lot of
time to get to
driving.
the destination.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen that 40 years ago, spoiler alert, there's
Yeah.
a lot of driving.
Yeah, a lot of driving. Just warning you, there's a lot of driving, but it is a good movie. I definitely
It was a really good movie.
recommend watch it. And we watched Summer Rental,
Summer Rental with
which
John
there weren't as
Candy in
many
it.
people out for that, and that was an okay movie.
Yeah, it was
It
right.
wasn't anything fancy. And then we watched Theater Camp,
Theater Camp was
which
really,
was
really
a
good
lot
too.
of fun.
We liked it.
They described it
liked it.
as Glee on steroids. I don't know if I'd put it that far, but I quite enjoyed it. It was really funny. Like there was a lot of laugh out loud moments.
There was, yeah. And I mean, trust me, her and I are giggling the hardest on
Yeah.
the beach for sure. Because I might be a little bit loud.
Yeah,
Just saying.
a tad.
So yeah, that was really, really fun. The sunsets, it was pretty awesome. And actually, just a ways down, maybe a kilometer down the beach, there are some like residential homes, and somebody was having fireworks that weekend. So we got to watch a little bit of fireworks.
But it was good. We powered through. They were very late nights. The movies didn't start till
Oh, it was
after
late nights.
10, and so they finished around 12. Luckily, Gimli's a very small town, so you drive 3 minutes and you're to your house. Like we stayed at
minutes you're home.
Airbnb.
Yep.
And it's also nice because all of their venues for their screenings or industry sessions are kind of mostly within the same street. They're kind of on 2 streets, but it's like within walking distance if need be.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. And then right where all those are is their main strip where all their like restaurants are and little stores, and the beach is right there, and the
Yeah.
pier. So
It's the
pretty
cutest,
cool.
quaintest little town. It really is. It's set off of a large lake in Manitoba, and it's just the cutest, quaintest little place. And it was, yeah. So the screenings were nice. The industry sessions that we went to, man, were they ever informative. I mean, so my daughter is in the film and TV program, and so I'm just coming in as the supportive mom. And when we went to those industry sessions, man, did I ever learn a lot. I have a new appreciation, I think, for movies, just to kind of see it from another angle. And they were really, really good.
Yeah, you definitely learned a lot. Like
You
even
learned a lot.
afterwards, like you would always have a lot of like opinions and thoughts on it, which was nice. And I think it was very helpful for understanding my career choice.
Yeah. There weren't a lot of people that attended that because it wasn't just like a screening of some type of movie or something
Yeah.
like that. It was more industry people that were there. But still, they did a really good job of it. So that was kind of fun. And then the screenings, we went to a couple of screenings. They had just like individual screenings, and then they had a couple of screenings that compiled shorts, and those lasted anywhere from like 8 minutes to maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So they would compile like 6 or 7 of those together, and they did, I think, 3 or 4 shorts. So we went to watch one of the shorts, and that was kind of really neat to see a bunch of different screenings of different films and different.
It was interesting because a lot of the topics were very I don't want to say political because like they're not political, but they're very like relevant.
Yes, relevant is a good choice.
Like reality, I guess. Well, the one we did was Reality Check, was the title for that shorts program, is what they called it.
Yeah.
Because they kind of categorize all the shorts depending on what they're about. So we went to the Reality Check one, which was really cool because it touched on a lot of there was all real life situations, and it all applied to it was all Canadian essentially.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting to see. Like we learned a lot.
We did. Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah,
It was really interesting.
It was interesting too to see that there was 1 or 2 in that little program that we did not like. It was you kind of question why they picked it, but maybe they saw something we didn't. But that's kind of the nice part about that, is you get such a wide variety, and like you can see the production level as well. Like you can tell what was like a higher production and what wasn't, but like they still give you. Like they still have the same effect in a way, I guess.
Yeah, they really did.
Chosen, and you can tell which one was higher quality and lower quality, but it wasn't like a drastic difference.
No, it was great. It was really, really cool. And you could review the films that you saw online and give a review for them, which I think is just feedback for them for next year, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the festival would not be run without the gazillion volunteers that they have. And let me tell you, those people are top drawer people.
They are the most outgoing and personable people.
They were
awesome. You can talk to any one of them so easily, and they would just have a conversation with you. We the very first night we were watching Barbie, we were wandering around the beach, and they had a little tent set up with merch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we were in there, and the girls in there working were very talkative. And then we met a volunteer while we were in there, just kind of like walking out. We just kind of said hi to her, and then she became our best friend.
Oh, she's our bestie.
We saw her. She was at
bestie
all
for
the
rest
industry sessions, and so every time we walked in, we'd wave at each other.
We loved her.
We talked to her afterwards, and so that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Her and I follow each other on Instagram now.
Oh, do you? Cool.
She is on a trip in India right now.
Stop.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's really neat.
So,
and there was just more than just one. Like they were all awesome.
We had another one at the beach. She was our beach girl. We talked to her the one night quite a bit.
Yep.
And so her and I kind of traded information and see what maybe I'll be working at Gimli next summer.
Maybe I'll be volunteering there too. You never know. It was really, really cool. And I mean, the volunteers, they make that as well. Like they can't do it without their volunteers. So that was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
So it was really good. So final take, would you go back, Ainsley?
Oh, I would definitely go back.
Yeah, I need to book the Airbnb
I really
right now.
liked the industry sessions personally. As boring as some of them were, it was still cool to hear people talk. Yeah. Which isn't for everyone, but I quite enjoyed it. So we prioritized those over screenings.
We did.
Which I think I would do again, because I'm not huge into a lot of the films that were screened. Like they're just not my cup of tea.
And I think next year,
good ones, but I would definitely always choose the industry sessions over a screening.
Yeah. Well, and see, I think next year, because now we've done it and we kind of know how it all plays out, I probably will not go to as many industry sessions, and I probably will go see some of the screenings without you.
Yeah.
I mean, I love you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to go without you.
That's fine.
Just to kind of check a few more of those out. I think that'd be really, really cool. But yeah, we're definitely going to go back. Yeah. I'm definitely going to rent a place again. Yeah. We've even talked about having other people come with us next year, because it really, really was a really cool.
It was so much fun.
Cool way to spend 4 days.
Yeah, it was a good vacation almost.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't feel like it was busy, but we'd either have a morning or an afternoon off where we weren't doing something.
Yeah.
So the one morning we decided to go golfing.
Yes, so we went golfing down there. We did a little 9 holes, and
it was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was, did we lose a ball? I don't even think we lost a ball that day. I know I didn't.
I know you didn't. I did.
Hole
6 was like my nemesis, the only one that was really narrow and curved around. I think I teed off about 3 times.
Yes, that one. But yeah, so what was it called?
Marvelous Meadows.
Marvelous Meadows. And it was just a few minutes outside of town. So we decided to golf the one morning. And let me tell you, it was a hot week and humid. Holy Dinah.
My.
You just had to think. And the sweat was dripping down your back. That's
so
a lovely
hot.
image.
But I'd rather it be hot, I think, for something like that. When you're outside a lot.
Well, especially at night when we had the screenings because it stayed really, really warm, so you didn't get cold.
Yeah, we had one day with a little rain, but we lucked out and there was no rain during the screening.
Yeah.
Like it just sprinkled a bit, but that was it.
So the golf was really, really good. I think we both golfed really, really well too. Like I think we actually were like on point with our game. Who knew?
Yeah, I think, we did.
I think we played really, really well. We really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back to that course. So we did that. And then one evening, I think it was, we decided to head down to another town, which is just maybe 10 minutes south of Gimli. It's called Winnipeg Beach. And that's actually where my dog Garmin is originally from. So we went to see his home roots. And so we thought, well, we'll just tour down there. It's 10 minutes out of the way. So we go down to Winnipeg Beach. And there's a million cars, and all of a sudden we come in and the fair is there. We're like, bonus.
Big old fair.
So we totally did fair. That was pretty awesome. And so we got to walk around. We didn't go on any rides.
No.
And they also have a really nice boardwalk. They have a beach as well. And they have a really nice boardwalk with like lifeguards and stuff.
There was a handful of lifeguards. They had lifeguards on shore, lifeguards in the water. They had people on a little dinghy.
They did.
And you go 10 minutes down the road to Gimli and there was not a lifeguard in sight.
You're on your own, man. You are sinking or swimming. One or the other.
Yeah.
But so we went and saw the fair and we went and grabbed some ice cream that night. And that was quite interesting. There was this lovely little ice cream shop and it had 2 windows, but we weren't really sure which one to go to.
We argued about which window was.
We literally argued. We argued about which window we would go to receive our ice cream from. And we're a betting family, so I'm surprised really we didn't put a bet on it, truthfully. And that woman was fabulous. She was talking about something about hot.
No,
and I thought
you were asking, because we were reading the flavors and you were thinking about the fudge, whatever.
Fudge.
And this lady's there and you're like, is it hot? And she's kind of like, yeah, it's hot out. Like she thought we were talking about outside.
She thought we were talking about the weather.
So hot outside. And I was like, no, like the fudge that goes on the ice cream. And she's like, I think it was like, it's obviously cold fudge. You don't want your ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
That was quite funny. She was just kind of looked at us like.
She looked at us like we were crazy.
It's hot outside.
Yeah. We were like, okay. We had a big laugh. Anyway, we had a laugh with this lady. She was lovely. So that was really fun. So we went and just spent an hour or so down there that night. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And
we had a beach afternoon.
We did beach at one afternoon.
There are so many seagulls in Gimli. There were so many. And all week I was like, we're going to get pooped on. Like we're going to get pooped on.
Yeah. Freaked out when we're sitting and setting up for the beach screenings.
I was terrified we were going to get pooped on by a seagull. So
she talked nonstop about getting pooped on. Oh, I'm afraid we get pooped on.
So we were at the beach and we were setting up all our stuff and we brought our shower curtains so we could lay on it. And so we were swimming around and then we were laying on our mat and that was all fine. And I kind of like got up and I had like little spots all over me.
Well, you were just sitting up. We were both sitting up on it looking, and I looked back and it looked like you had mud stuck on your, like just splattered mud. And I'm like, well, where'd you get this mud from?
Weird. Like it wasn't sand, so we wiped it off. And
wiped it off.
I don't know what happened, did some more things. And I laid down and I sat up and I had it on the front of me and I was like, where is this coming from? And then it wasn't until we were getting ready to pack up that I sat up and I went to go move a rock we had, and a seagull had pooped on our shower curtain and it trickled onto my back.
It sprayed all over me.
So I did get pooped on, which I kind of manifested.
I died laughing. Oh, I'm so sympathetic. Oh my God, I died.
I remember looking at it. I was like, it pooped on me. It was a seagull. And then obviously when I laid back down on my front, I probably laid on a spot, and that's how it got on the front of my bathing suit. I was like,
wallowing in seagull poo.
Yeah, I manifested that, unfortunately.
Oh, it was awesome. I'm like, well, of course it's going to be you. You're the one that talked about it like the entire time. Never stopped talking about being worried about getting pooped on by a seagull.
Seagulls is crazy.
She was pooped on.
Yeah.
By a seagull.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good times.
It was
times.
Fun.
But beach was fun. Like when we did our beach day, that was kind of nice and relaxing.
was.
So all in all, it was a great trip. It just was a really nice vacation. Went into something we didn't know anything about,
Yep.
had no expectations, and it totally exceeded everyone that we could have ever have
Yeah.
thought of. So we'll definitely be back to Gimli, which is really, really nice. Yeah, we
Oh
loved
yeah,
it.
it was amazing. I would definitely, I would even go there. Like, you didn't feel like you were in Manitoba.
No, it felt like
felt like we were at like almost like a resort.
a Caribbean
Yeah,
destination
like it was
almost.
just so calm, and the
Yeah.
beach was really nice, and it was so warm. Like, I would have never guessed that we were in Manitoba of all places.
Yeah, me too.
Because
And
the lake's so big that you can't see across from it,
you
so
can't
it
see
felt like
across
an
it.
ocean.
It's like the size of one of the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
I think Lake Winnipeg is, and Gimli is has very big Icelandic roots.
Yeah.
So there's lots of Icelandic heritage going on around there, and they've got a nice little yachting marina too. And so they've got lots of museums and lots of touristy things to check out too. We just went around and looked at a few things. They've got some really cute, trendy. Food places to go to as well. And so it was just all around. We just stayed, we were busy, honest to God, from like 8 a.m. until midnight
Yeah.
for 4 days straight. We were exhausted
Go,
by the
go,
time we
go.
were done, but our hearts were
It
full.
was worth it.
It was totally worth it. Totally
It was,
would go
it was
back.
such a good experience, and I would recommend it to anyone capable
Yeah.
of going.
Definitely go.
Even if you just go for a day. They had like a shuttle for Friday and Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Sunday as well, because it's only an hour from Winnipeg, so they take
only an hour
people
from
up
Winnipeg.
at the university in Winnipeg, drive
you
them there
up.
in the morning, and then drive them back at night.
Yeah,
if you
which
just
is a
want to
nice
go for the
service.
day. So that was nice.
Yeah,
But
it was nice.
yeah, I would definitely tell you.
Yeah,
guys
we'll
to go.
definitely go back. It was just the cutest, quaintest town. And we stayed there one time when we went to pick up our dog. It was in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
So we just went in, found a hotel, next day booted her down to pick up our loving dog. So we really hadn't explored the town. So we'll be back for many, many more years.
We'll
And next
be
year's the
back.
25th. So I bet you they're going to do something pretty special. I wouldn't mind even signing up to volunteer for it, honestly.
I would, because
I
the
definitely would.
volunteers we spoke to said that you can kind of tell them where you'd like to work. So, like, I personally would probably be like, oh, I'll help out in the industry session part and the beach screenings.
I'm definitely doing the beach screenings.
Yeah.
Get my little hoe and rake out all the
Yeah.
different areas and over the cords and greet people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to dress up too.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I'm not dressing up.
Yeah.
As soon as we find out what those features are, I am theming us out like nobody's business.
Yeah. It was good.
We're doing it. We're doing it. So, yeah. Well, that's good. All right. Well, I think that's all that there was to talk about really about Gimli. I mean, well, we could go on and on, but it was great.
Keep it short and sweet. If you ever have any questions about what we did or want to know more about it, let us know.
Yeah, maybe we could actually put the link to the Gimli International Film Festival
it can go in the
somewhere, so if people
description.
want to kind of look at it and check it out.
Yeah, just give me more jobs. It's okay.
Right, I can
It's
easily do this and this and this and this. Do it all. Yeah, because then people want to check it out, or you can just really just Google Gimli International Film Festival, and check it out. It's pretty cool. All right. Well, thanks for listening to a Second Saturday podcast.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell button, whatever you want to call it. And like and follow on Spotify, which I still haven't checked out if that's how it works.
Do it.
And yeah, we'll be back on the second Saturday next week.
Second Saturday. Arrivederci.